They say beauty is pain. But in the past, it was deadly. Literally. If today we complain about a burning chemical peel or a Botox session that leaves your forehead frozen, imagine applying radioactive makeup or wearing a corset so tight your organs decide to rearrange themselves. Yep, that was the level of beauty commitment back in the day. If you think the fashion struggles in The Devil Wears Prada were extreme, wait until you see the beauty standards of the past. Forget Black Mirror filters and Instagram likes. Back then, vanity didn't just get you compliments, it got you a one-way ticket to the grave. Get ready for a journey through the weirdest and deadliest beauty trends in history. And in the end, you decide, have we really come that far? Hey Discovers, real quick before we dive back in, I've got a small favor to ask. If you love historical curiosities, epic battles, crazy mysteries, and mind-blowing stories that most people don't know about, then hit that subscribe button right now. That way, you won't miss any of our new videos and can keep uncovering insane facts every week. And of course, smash that like button. It really helps the channel grow and brings you even more awesome content. Alright, let's jump back into history. Want flawless, porcelain-like skin? Easy. Just apply this magical powder that also happens to poison you slowly and painfully. But hey, details, right? In the 19th century, pale, spotless skin was considered the peak of elegance. To achieve that snow-white look, minus the fairy tale ending, women used face powders loaded with arsenic. Yes, arsenic. The same deadly poison from classic murder mysteries was sold as a beauty hack. The promise? Brighter skin, no blemishes, and a natural glow. The problem? That glow came with a side of muscle weakness, paralysis, and eventual organ failure. But at least they looked good on the way out, right? Some people took it even further and ingested small doses of arsenic to purify the body from the inside out. What did they actually get? Brittle hair, rotting teeth, and breath that could kill a Disney villain. Luckily, we've swapped arsenic for Korean skincare and SPF. But let this be a reminder. Next time someone promises you a miracle beauty treatment, check the ingredients first. If you've heard of a glow-up, brace yourself. In the 1920s and 30s, people took it way too literally. Instead of highlighter or good skin care, they went for something much stronger, radioactive beauty products. That's right. Lipsticks, face creams, and even toothpaste were infused with radium, a highly radioactive element. The marketing was genius. Get a natural, youthful glow. What they forgot to mention. That glow was actually radiation destroying your cells. Oops. Ads claimed radium revitalized skin, erased wrinkles, and made you look younger. And at first, users really did notice a special glow, until their teeth started falling out, bones disintegrated, and bizarre illnesses appeared. The most tragic example. The radium girls. Factory workers who handled radioactive paint with zero protection. Some even licked their paintbrushes to get precise strokes. The result? Their jaws literally fell apart, and many developed aggressive cancers. So before you complain that your anti-aging cream isn't working, at least it's not melting you from the inside out. And thanks to the boys, we all know what happens when you mess with radiation. If you think wearing skinny jeans after an all-you-can-eat buffet is bad, let me introduce you to the true nightmare of the 18th and 19th centuries. The corset. This tight, elegant piece created the perfect hourglass figure and flawless posture, while crushing ribs, displacing organs, and making breathing optional. Back then, the smaller the waist, the better. Some women tightened their corsets so much they could barely inhale. And the most common side effect: frequent fainting. But imagine the drama, fainting elegantly at a Victorian ball? Bridgerton would be proud. The problem? It wasn't just a stylish swoon. Wearing a corset long-term compressed the lungs, shrank the diaphragm, and in extreme cases, broke ribs. Many women suffered permanent spinal damage and digestive issues because their stomach and intestines were literally squeezed. It got so bad that doctors even coined the term corset sickness, covering everything from breathing difficulties to severe stomach disorders. But before you judge too much, remember waist trainers and shapewear? Celebrities like the Kardashians still promote corset-like designs. The only difference? At least today, you can loosen it up before eating pizza without passing out. If you've ever suffered through a night in stilettos, relax. Compared to what Chinese women endured for centuries, that pain is a spa treatment. From the 10th to the 20th century, foot binding was a brutal beauty standard. The idea: young girls' feet were broken and tightly wrapped so they would never grow normally. The result: tiny, deformed feet called lotus feet, considered the peak of femininity and beauty. But this beauty came at a horrific cost. Girls experienced excruciating pain, constant infections, since their toenails grew inward, and even gangrene. Oh, and mobility. Almost non-existent. Many women could barely walk without bending their knees for support. The worst part: despite the horrific suffering, tiny feet were a huge status symbol. Women with natural feet were often deemed unattractive and struggled to marry. All because of a foot size preference. Thankfully, the practice was banned in the early 20th century, but some women with bound feet lived until the 2000s. Meaning this torture wasn't as ancient as we think. So next time someone complains about high heels, just remember, it could be way worse. You might complain about the weird smell of some modern face masks, but trust me, nothing compares to ancient beauty treatments. Because back in the day, if a skincare product didn't involve blood or poop, people just assumed it wouldn't work. Take ancient Egypt, for example. They believed that bathing in sour milk and crocodile blood was the ultimate anti-aging secret. That's right, crocodile blood. Imagine your skincare routine being harder core than retinol and hyaluronic acid combined. Medieval Europe wasn't much better. Nobles would smear bat blood on their faces to maintain a fresh and youthful look. Because, obviously, nothing says radiant skin like rubbing the blood of a flying rodent all over your face. And if you're into all-natural remedies, ancient Rome had a special beauty hack: human urine. Yep. Romans believed that the ammonia in pee was great for cleansing impurities and whitening teeth. Who needs Listerine when you've got aged urine straight from the source? Now, before we judge too hard, remember, we still use weird beauty treatments today. Ever heard of placenta face masks, bee venom serums, or snail mucus creams? Looks like humankind never outgrew its obsession with smearing weird stuff on our skin. If you worry about parabens in your lipstick, imagine a time when makeup was literally killing people. That was the reality for women in ancient Rome and 18th century Europe, where having pale, flawless skin was so important that no one seemed to care about little side effects, like death. It all started in ancient Rome, where women used a white powder called cerussa, made of, you guessed it, lead carbonate. The goal: to have that rich, porcelain-like complexion. The downside? Lead poisoning, neurological damage, and organ failure. But hey, beauty hurts, right? Fast forward to the 18th century, and Europe's high society took this insanity to another level. Aristocrats would douse their faces in lead powder, wear lead-dusted wigs, and pretend it was all totally fine, until their hair started falling out, their teeth rotted, and they lost their memories. No worries, though. The solution: slap on more lead powder and act like nothing happened. The worst part: these practices only stopped when enough people died for doctors to finally suspect something was off. Because apparently, humans have a long history of choosing flawless skin over staying alive. Oh, and before you think, thank God we evolved, just remember, until recently, some lipsticks and hair dyes still contain traces of lead. Turns out, toxic beauty trends never truly go away. Think modern cosmetic procedures are intense? Buckle up. Historical beauty trends were on a whole other level. Back in the day, people were breaking bones and removing body parts in the name of aesthetic perfection. Let's start with the obsession with tiny waists. Some women literally removed their ribs to make their waistlines smaller. The catch: without those ribs, the body lost crucial support, and internal organs started shifting around. Small price to pay for beauty, right? And if you think leg lengthening surgery sounds extreme, well, it actually started centuries ago. Originally developed to correct deformities, some people began using it for cosmetic reasons. The procedure: break the leg bones, separate them, and let the body slowly fill in the gap with new bone tissue. Translation: years of agony, all for a couple of extra inches. And let's not forget medieval hair transplants, which basically involved stabbing your scalp with massive needles to stimulate hair growth. No anesthesia. Just sheer pain and a medieval doctor saying, "You'll thank me later." Before we judge too hard, though, modern plastic surgery isn't much better. People today still remove ribs, inject bizarre substances, and undergo painful, risky procedures for aesthetics. So maybe 100 years from now, people will look back at our beauty trends and say, "What were they thinking?" If today's lesson taught us anything, it's that humanity has always been willing to risk everything for beauty. From smearing toxic lead on our faces to breaking our own bones, we've never been great at drawing the line between beauty and self-destruction. And the craziest part? We still do it. Sure, we, hopefully, don't drink arsenic or rub bat blood on our faces anymore, but we still have dangerous plastic surgery trends, insane diet fads, and risky cosmetic procedures. So here's the question. 100 years from now, will future generations look at us and say, "Wait, people in the 21st century actually did that to their bodies?" Who knows? Maybe in the future, someone will discover that overuse of Instagram filters causes some bizarre side effect. Or that spending hours pulling your skin back for the perfect contour leads to some freaky new condition. Nothing is off the table. At the end of the day, the real question is, how far are we willing to go for beauty? Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these historical beauty trends freaked you out the most? Drop a comment below, and tag a friend who complains about Botox but has no idea people used to rub radioactive makeup on their faces. And if you love crazy history like this, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Because trust me, the past has a lot more "oh my god" moments for us to uncover.